Hi, this is Nick Lowry. My buddy Greg Abel's here at Windsong Dojo, and we're going to take a look at Atemi today. So, in the old days, in earlier forms of Aikido, back before World War II, it was Aikido, it had a more strong emphasis on combat and martial application. It had a strong emphasis on developing techniques out of martial application, and you saw a much greater emphasis placed on Atemi. Atemi is the striking activity. You see the classical Atemi still captured in some of the old katas, say when the man grasps the collar, this collar here, and we step in and we clock him in the jaw, for instance. Or as he's reaching out and we have a little action here coming up, rising shots like this with the hand. The first 5 techniques in the major kata system that we work with in Randori no Kata are all classified as Atemi, and when we look at them in their modern reactive form, we generally do them as some form of pushing. So you wind up with a shomanate that looks like this, an agami ate that looks like this, or some variation thereof, yakugami ate like that, geiden ate like this, coming under the body, and an ashiro ate that basically looks like this. Palms of the hands engaging, doing pushing. In their earlier forms, they were actually strikes. And we don't actually have to strike our partner to experience this, but we can just replace the pushing function of the hand coming up with, say, an action of a fist. We'll go very slowly as he's coming in because he's not familiar with this too much. No, just come in with a standard attack. That's fine. And instead of laying my hand into him, we're just doing a basic right up the jaw. And he can tell you this has a whole different sensation in the body, like, ooh, this different feeling, right? As we're, oh, thank you. Fix that. Good. As we're moving into the second technique, normally it's looking like this here. But let's take a look at what's going on. Right into the short ribs here. Pop. As we look into the third, or it could be straight up into the jaw. That'd be fine as well. As we look into the next one, back fist right into the head. Just popping it in. And we probably don't want to train it in such a way where we just stop it and hold. I'm talking about it at the same time, but when you actually do it, it should probably look like that, where we're actually reaching out and letting it do its natural function. So you do have to train a little while to get your ability to strike. And striking a target's a good thing. You can get a phone book or get a punching bag or a speed mitt or something, and actually develop the sort of striking ability that you're after. When you think about Geidenate and you're coming into this thing, or right here, coming into the groin, coming into the solar plexus, bam. And powerful techniques, and a shiroate, right against the occipital ridge. It's one popular form of it. And you can tell you, it's a whole different sensation when you actually take the Atemi, as it was in its earlier form, and sort of explicitly make it that way. You can have Uke doing the Atemi at you as well, so that they're coming in with real blows, and you're responding with real blows. And you have sort of a Aikido boxing match type activity going on. And it's pretty intense, but worth developing so that you understand. A second quality is that all the techniques, Mr. Tamiki famously said at one point, that really the Aikido techniques were all designed to be preceded by Atemi. So that really what we have in our modern form is a reactive form. His Atemi comes up, and we do it very nicely with the strong pushing form. It could just as easily be a blow. Give me some kind of blow. It's just a regular pop me. Yeah, right. Ski. He's dropping it into ski, and I'm reacting. Whoa, I have to deal with it. I'm like, whoa, he's coming in, and I got to move and deal with him, right? So it's a very reactive form. But originally, the Atemi preceded everything. I come and attack him, and he's doing a defensive reaction. And then I take his defensive reaction and do Aikido to it. So in its earlier incarnations, my attack's coming in straight up the middle. I feed off this and create my Waza. My attack comes in right up the middle. He feeds off this. I create my Waza. I attack him coming right up the middle. He comes off of it. I create my Waza. And that was a very proactive approach. And we could reconceptualize or work through your entire kata system. Working from that more proactive, I cause Uke to be reactive. And off of his reaction, I make my next action. And you get a feel or a flavor for what was going on in the earlier days. Because there is a wonderful set of reactions you can train. His thing comes in, and then I am peeling off, and then he's peeling back off on me, and wow, he's got me now, and now I have him. So that you have this, from the very beginning, more of a playing back and forth with the whole concept of uke tori, with the whole concept of the different roles. So we don't have that sense of pure reactivity that is more characteristic of modern form. Another quality that gets in here, other than the Atemi, is that all the throws from in the older forms had to do with when we would engage, and you come in and you take me, and I take you. But when we would conclude into some sort of falling, I would never throw him away from me, out into space. That the actual conclusions would all be happening right here, right down in front of me, right where I could take my weapon or his weapon and then conclude the activity with a finishing strike of some kind. Some sort of ending where at the end I would retrieve a weapon and end the day, because it's built around wartime application. It's not built around looking flamboyant. And so techniques where we see, say, you come in, go ahead, a Mayatoshi form where the man's thrown and he lands way over there. That is a modern sort of interpretation, which is great for practice and fluid and beautiful engagement, but it doesn't have the same sort of quality as right here. Everything ends right there. And that's where we're going to conclude him. Because I don't want to throw the fellow away and then have to go chase him down and then conclude it. I mean, that's extra work. And so things have a tighter quality ending right in the space where you're at. And so it depends more on dropping center. Less on extension out, more on grounding down. Those two elements, the facts of bringing it into an engagement that happens right here in this space and not extending out, and the Atemi becoming explicit, are very useful tools to play back into your game from uke and tori, so that you can start to develop a wider appreciation for where it's all coming from and how you can really apply it when things get hairy. So I hope this helps, and if you have questions, feel free to give me a shout, and thank you very much. Good.